Hey bobbleheads, muyskerm here, and welcome to the IndieBox. Booyah! Alright, if you watched last month's unboxing, I got really worked up about this. Before we start, let me just say, like, sort of what the IndieBox is and why it gets me so freaking pumped. So, the IndieBox, this sort of box is probably familiar to you. It's a subscription box. There's lots of stuff like in this same genre of boxes that exist. You can pay monthly and they'll send you a box and it'll have collectible plushies or whatever in it. The thing that's special about this, the thing that's so freaking exciting about this, is that this is about indie games. This is about working with indie developers and getting them exposure like they could never get on their own, like an exposure in a way that doesn't exist anymore. So what IndieBox does is they go to indie devs that have made games that are well liked, that are critically acclaimed, that are popular, even if they're not so good. I don't know if that applies to any of the games they've worked with, but they pick developers to work with and they say, look, let's make a custom collectible edition of your game. Let's make custom box art. Let's make some stuff to go in the box that's custom. And then they put together a hard copy, like a disc, like a physical disc with the game on it. They give you a soundtrack. I think they always give you a soundtrack. At least the ones I've gotten have had soundtracks with a CD with the soundtrack. They give you like an instruction manual and a little jewel case that the CD goes in. And it's such a satisfying experience for someone like me, where I grew up where it was you would go to get a video game and you get this big software, this cardboard box that's got the CD in it, and you look through the instruction manual and you're like, oh, look at all these characters, and look this, I wonder where the scene is in the game, and look, and this art, and on a level that I still cannot describe. What I'm about to do, opening this box for you guys, is going to be so satisfying personally for me, and I think it would be for a lot of you. If you know what I'm talking about, if you remember when games came with instruction manuals, when you got the physical CD and you put it in and you install, if you remember all that, and even if you don't, if you appreciate that, if you're nostalgic about that in any way, this box is fantastic. And so let's get into the inside of the box. I know this one I've already opened and looked, so I know what's in here, and I love this game as I make an assload of noise. And this is from IndieBox. Booyah, little insert, little plug. There's their logo, and that is a shelf full of games that they have made. I see Axiom Verge, I see Nuclear Throne, I see Lovers in the Dangerous Space-Time, I see Rogue Legacy. Lots of good stuff, lots of really good stuff in their library of things. But today's game, one that you're probably familiar with. I have not yet played it on my channel, so maybe I'll have to play this. Boom. The Stanley Parable Collector's Edition. This is a limited edition Stanley Parable Collector's Box, and this art is all classic. World Class Award, Software Product of the Year. I mean, you can just tell from the design, if you're familiar with, like, 90s-y stuff. This is meant to look like an old, like, Microsoft Works what's the word? Microsoft Works, like, software package where you open it up and it has the big box and it's got the 90s graphics. And I mean, on the back, it's got everything you need to make great ideas even better. In today's busy world, it isn't easy managing an effective productivity workflow. That's why the Stanley Parable can help you streamline your workspace efficiency with the Stanley Parable Advanced Computer System Software. One box, every piece of software. And you see they've got a little stapler guy here making fun of the paperclip guy from the old Microsoft Word. Would you like some help? Turn on caps lock, force quit, proofread, don't show me again. It's nice, it's 90s-y, but that's not it. It's not just the outside. I want to see what's inside. So let's cut this open. If you're a collector, if this is about to get sacrilegious for you, that I'm about to cut this open, I'm really sorry. I'm not like that. I don't just appreciate that I have, like, a box filled with stuff. I like to touch the stuff. I want to put the soundtrack CD, in my car or wherever I have CD players, which I don't have. So avert your eyes if this is going to stress you out. But I'm going to cut into the plastic, okay? I'm really sorry. Again, I'm really sorry if this is ruining your day. It's not my fault. I want to know. I want to know what's inside. I want to open it up. Yeah, there we go. Plastic is off. The box has got a nice matte finish on it. Just feels, I mean, they make one run of these things and that's it. They don't make any more ever. And so it's a one-off, and you know, I would imagine it costs a lot to make something like this once and never again in a limited quantity, but they don't skimp on it. It does not feel cheaply made. This feels just as good as the software boxes that you used to get when you would buy, you know, full AAA Microsoft Word, whatever software back in the day. So it definitely is satisfying in that way. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna pull out is the jewel case. So that's not, I was showing it to my webcam, you guys over here. So this is just like a nice jewel case, IndieBox at the top there, Stanley Parable. On the back, it's got IGF 2014 Audience Award, IndieK 2013 Special Recognition. This is like a real game case with game information. Oh goodness. All right, I opened it up and some things pooped out of here. So here we go. Oh, that's nice. So here is the Stanley Parable. Well, I'll hold it up for you. Stanley Parable installation disc. You just don't get that anymore. You just don't. And then you also have the Stanley Parable official soundtrack. You don't get stuff like this. You get lots of games. Like, I think I own the Stanley Parable. I downloaded it from Steam, and that was it. Completely unceremonious. But you know what you especially don't get anymore? This is the thing, last time I opened one of these that got me really worked up. You don't ever get instruction manuals, okay? The instruction manual has died. Even when you buy new games, like, let me look here. Yeah, so I bought, so you're familiar with this game, Zelda Breath of the Wild. I bought this for Wii U so I could stream it and play it, and all I got was like a Wii U, put the game in and let the updates install. There's no instruction manual in here. They're in a full AAA, huge Nintendo title, no instruction manual. So this is a thing that really gets me worked up, and maybe it's old-fashioned, maybe you don't care, but it just fascinates me. There's a forward here with a letter from the narrator. There's game installation instructions. There is some of the story. To play the game, you will use a controller or a mouse and keyboard. Always choose correctly. I mean, this is created in conjunction with the devs of the game. So they have input into the writing. They have input into the design. Here's a funny page. A selection of guns that you will use in the Stanley Parable, and in the middle there you can see it says redacted. It's just, man, there's a bunch of stuff like this in here that's just like silly graphics. It just says video games. There's a picture of a dog. Whose dog is that? The picture of dog is under the section entitled Time. There's a picture of a skateboard in here. There's a maze. I mean, it's just funny. Oh, the maze is under Kids Corner. Can you help Stanley escape? There's the dog with his eyes crossed out, which is just creepy. And then there's the W page, just full of W's. I mean, it's I like this. This is nice. And if you get this, if this speaks to you, then IndieBox is something you might want to check out. But that's not all. That's not all. I get really excited about these things, and I'm constantly like, you should get this, you should get this. But I should show you the rest of the box before I plug it completely for you yet. So also inside also inside the box is a nice IndieBox logo Synergy sticker. It's like a nice heavy vinyl sticker. It's got little scribbles with numbers on there. There are also what do they say? Hard worker, I am good at my job, business cards, and it came with a few of them. What is this, like 5 or 6? And on the back, you can put your name, contact, and skill set. It says, I am a real professional, guaranteed to perform tasks that make more profit for you. Please contact if you want to exploit my skill sets for profit. So, I mean, these are just actual business cards. I mean, they're printed on cardstock. There you go. If you need business cards, not only is this a great collector's item, but it's practical too. Next in the box, my favorite, crinkly plastic. Go away, plastic. There we go. Check that out. A classy business tie that says the Stanley Parable on it. Let's see if I remember how to tie a tie. I have not. I actually have done this semi-recently, but let's see. And I do it. I do the tie the laziest way possible. I don't do like a half Windsor or a full Windsor. I just do it so that there's a knot in my tie, and I'm wearing a tie, because usually if I'm wearing a tie, like 90% of the time it was for law school, so I was kind of like, great, I'm wearing a tie. Hilarious. This is what I want to do. There you go. Move out of the way, microphone. Let's see. There you go. Not a tie. It's ugly, and the knot is oblong, and it's really short for me. Okay. Not perfect, but you know what? I tied a tie. Okay, I tied a tie live for you guys. Just can you just appreciate me for once or whatever? I'm gonna close this knife before I stab myself. All right, next thing in the box. More crinkly plastic. I love that sound. That's just such a So the next up is a mouse pad. The end is never the end mouse pad, which I believe is a theme from the game, because the game is sort of it explores existential crises and the nature of working in a business, and it's just a mouse pad. It's a round little mouse pad. It's a little foldy up right now because it was in the box. If you just let it sit on your desk for a while, it would flatten out, no problemo. And there you go. I believe that is everything. Yes, that is everything that was in the box. As ever, I've only done, this is my only second one of these now, so it might not be obvious, but one of the many cool things about this is if you are a collector, you're not like me and you don't want to just savage your box and cut it open and stuff. Inside the box here, there's a code. Boom, boom, bam. I don't know how well that's coming through. It's a Steam code. So inside the box that your collectible edition ships in, there's a Steam code, so you can get the game on Steam, play the game, without having to destroy the plastic wrapping that was around your beautiful collector's edition. Anyway, obviously, I don't have that hang up. I like opening things, I like touching things, I like knowing what's inside and using it. Like, I don't know if I'm going to use this tie in real professional situations, but if I go to a party with a bunch of video game nerds, a Stanley Parable tie is a pretty cool thing to have. So there you go. I'm still worked up. This is the second time I've done this now, and this time I'm going in, I was like, deep breaths, be cool, because last time I got so worked up, I was like shaking. I'm still really excited about this. This is so satisfying on such a deep level that I just want to keep doing it. I want to get more. I want to have all of these. I want to have a whole shelf of IndieBox collectible editions that I've opened and rummaged through, and I've taken the discs out and I've used them, because that, in my nostalgic brain, this is the way that you get video games. This is the way that I got video games when I was a kid anyway. Big cardboard boxes, discs, instruction manuals, all that stuff. So it's really exciting. And I said it at the beginning, but I'll say it again. If this at all interests you, there's a link beneath this video in the description. It says bit.ly/muyskerm IndieBox or something like that. It should be obvious. If you click it and go to their website, for $25 a month, you can get a subscription to IndieBox. And this month is especially exciting because the game that they're doing this month is a special. It's like one of the biggest indie games of all time, probably. I'm not an expert on this, but it definitely is a huge game. You know it, you love it. This month's game is Super Meat Boy. And because it's April Fool's, the month of pranks and goofs and gaffs, the theme of the box is, it's Super Meat Boy, but Dr. Fetus has hijacked the box and is using it as an opportunity to rip on Meat Boy and trash him and talk shit and all this stuff. So the box, it's just like Super Meat Boy, and it's like crossed out and handwritten on it. It says like Stupid Meat Boy or whatever. And there's a bunch of cool stuff in the box. If you look at the IndieBox website, they have like the box and then a bunch of mystery outlines, and it's like, ooh, you can kind of guess what some of it is. Some of it looks very intriguing. In any case, if you're at all interested, click the link in the description. Go get yourself an IndieBox and cards on the table. If you use my link, that does also help me financially. I get a share of the profit from you purchasing that box. So I appreciate it. IndieBox appreciates it. It's a great company. They do great things. I gotta end this video because I'm gonna talk in circles. I'm so excited about this. Once again, I'm just gonna be like, IndieBox, get up. That's it. This is gonna be the end of the video. I have to end it here or I'll talk your ear off all day. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for liking and commenting and subscribing. Thank you for checking out the link if that interests you. I appreciate each and every single one of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. As always, this has been muyskerm, and I'll see you in the next one.